I know the vibes. Come on in. Even though we don't be waiting for people to come in. Pause. Pausellini. I'm just playing. I know I don't play that shit. We don't play the pause game. But we ready to rock and roll, though. We ready to rock and roll, though. Actually, let me mute this. Now we ready to rock and roll. We don't be waiting for people to jump on live because we don't have a lot of people viewing us. T, what's the word, my guy? Let's go. Yes. Yes, 2 times. I know the vibes. She like, ooh la la. They go, ooh la la. She like, ooh la la. We go, ooh la la. On a Friday. Blessed day. Blessed day. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovus. Popovus TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the question is, where you been? Because over here on my side, we like to deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes, when the people don't be acting flaky. Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So before you usher to the left, Diddy to the right, I'm going to need you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, good looking. But you know how I do. You know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. We is in the end game, people. We in the end game because it's Friday. Best day. Blessed day, as I like to plainly say. Because any day above ground is a blessed day. It's a best day. You're doing way better than somebody that didn't wake up this morning or woke up and then didn't finish the day. You are on the books, and so you should have that feeling, whether you're going through whatever you're going through, you know what I mean? And it may not be a good time for you. You still should be appreciative. You still should be grateful. You still should be giving thanks to the Most High. The Most High is good all the time. As we like to say, God is good and all the time. However, we in the end game. We ain't going to waste no time. We're not even going to be on here long because it's actually, I started this show at 11 instead of 10 o'clock. I got some things to do. We might be on here for an hour. So we're going to rapid fire this thing. But we in the end game because John Martinez, a.k.a. Suave Drilly, got killed right outside the parole office building in the Bronx. And, you know, it's unfortunate, 27-year-old man, rapper, dubbed a drill rapper. Not gonna lie, never heard of him before, never heard any of his music, never seen him or none of that. And like a lot of these stories and these cases that I've talked about on the channel, and we live on YouTube and we live on Instagram and my own camera, just so I could get my footage, and you know, I own the rights to my shit. So if you see me looking in a circle, like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm doing. I'm not distracted. I'm looking at 3 different cameras. But with that being said, like a lot of these stories that you know, spoke about since I've been on, you know, YouTube, running through these social media streets, running across these social media platforms, and they should have never on some, I'm here now. Like, yo, I'm here now. a lot of these rappers, I don't know who they are. Never heard of them, and that's not no knock on them. The rap game is real fugal now, fickle now, if you will. You know, the way we consume music that we spoke about on the Wednesday live. It's just a totally different world now as far as music. You know what I'm saying? And so I didn't hear the brother, never heard his music before. Real sad and unfortunate to get gunned down while you going to parole or coming out of probation building, etc., or what have you. And you know, as more and more of these stories take place right before our very eyes, I sit back and I say, damn, a motherfucking police officer got better odds and better chances than some of these rappers and drill rappers and people that's rappers. Rap is out of control. Yes, yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. Kiggity. I stand tall. I won't fall. I'm like Superman. Fly high, way up in the sky. That's an Eric Sherman reference, right? On hip hop is out of control. And rap is out of control. And the things that some people do for clout, attention, views, and likes, or to propel their career to be the best around, and nothing's ever going to keep you down. And again, I don't know if he smoked on no dead packs. I don't know if he Charles Dickens on the grave, or, you know, did some fuck shit to people grave and stuff like that. We seen, I think the girl was from out of Oakland, smoking on a loud pad, got the grave, you know, the fake tombstone there. She's like, yeah, this is my ex-boyfriend, and woo, 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 and And we see the disrespect get more egregious, outrageous, and just plain ridiculous. Then when the swing back comes around, because you know, people that's gangster, the favor gets returned on other gangsters. You know what I mean? It's like, just because you gangster or you do some gangster shit, don't mean that nobody else is not going to do no gangster shit and retaliate. And again, I'm not casting no aspersions on the brother. TaLking, what's the word? You know, I don't know. I don't know what he did. I don't, you know, I'm saying allegedly, maybe kind of, sort of, because maybe he did nothing. Maybe he did nothing. Maybe they seen the opportunity. But, you know, I've been on parole. When you go to parole, sometimes they have you sitting there for mad long, especially if you go early. To my knowledge, you still can't bring phones in there, but maybe it's changed. Maybe you can bring your phone. I know they used to take your phone when you came in. Or they wanted to know how you was paying for your phone and what have you. So a lot of people that came with other people, they left it in the car. They left it with their mans and them outside. If you had a job and, you know, your PO was cool, you, for the most part, could get in and get out and be up out of there. But sometimes you wait. And if you get there early, or they tell you to be there early, and you end up being there 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock, you know, and that start the afternoon, you there all the way to 5, all the way to 6, because they making you wait, because your urine is dirty. And I'm just giving you, you know, scenarios. Obviously, this, I don't, you know, we don't know none of this to be true for the brother who lost his life, and we'll get back to that. I'm just painting the picture of maybe he was seen. Maybe one of the ops is at the same parole office, same probation office, and they, you know, they see you there, they get seen, they get out, they jump on the horn, yo, this nigga's right in here. Nigga been sitting here for an hour now, because I came in, I've been in here for 40 minutes, then they swing the block. So allegedly, maybe kind of, sort of, nobody's been taken into custody yet. 3 suspects said they had the ski mask on, fled the scene, etc. There's some videos out there of it. I won't play it. You know, I don't want to get no strikes on the channel. And you know, and obviously we ain't trying to, you know, be disrespectful to his family. It's fresh, it's new. I think he died on the 15th, so I think it did happen on Wednesday, right? When I went live, and today is the 17th, October. 10 more days, BouT come, God willing, right? Yeah, kid, that feeling, Scorpios, we the best. But condolences to his family. Rest in peace to him. But just think about this, right? Like Big L, right? Rest in peace, Big L. Harlem, stand up. Got a new song now. You don't got a chance or any chance or something like that. It got Nas on it, the GOAT, right? In my opinion. And Nas is saying a lot. I'm gonna quote verbatim because the song is relatively new, right? And he just like came in the game with him, leave out the game, so it's an honor to be on the same track and some shit. He like giving him props, saying like he started the game with him, but just looked like Nas came in the game around that same time with Halftime, Live at the Barbecue, even though Halftime ended up being on his debut album, Stillmatic. And then obviously Big L, he got the one album, but never lived to full potential. Everybody still, even off what he's given us in the rap, and as far as his rap career, everybody be like, yo, super nice, top 5 in Harlem. Some people got him top 10 in the rap game and stuff like that. And I won't go there because my judging on whether you belong in the top 5, dead or alive, and that's just off one LP, you got to have sustainability and you got to have more than one album. You got to have some albums and bodies of work under your belt. I don't care if you got one classic. If you only have one, then that may put you there with somebody else that has a classic. But what about the person that got 2 classics? So you go under. You keep dropping down. Person got 3 albums, that's a classic. You keep going down. Like, your body of work is strong, but it's not strong as the next man. So when it comes to Big L, I don't got him top 5, dead or alive, as far as MCs. Maybe in Harlem, yeah, that's probably a different story. I know Cam, Vado, other Mace, Davies, and anybody you can think of out of Harlem. Gray Fire, you know what I mean? My guy, I'll probably be like, it's kind of debatable, you know what I mean? But that's for another debate. But just thinking the longevity Nas has, right? 50 years of hip hop, 51 now. Anybody that, obviously rappers done got killed. If you think of Freaky Ty and other people, right? Dealing with women or shit like that. But for the most part, rappers that's gunned down or, get killed in a horrible fashion, obviously Pac aside, Big aside, Beef being on the West Coast. West Side, we know they really don't rock with us like that. You know what I mean? So being over there, Nipsey obviously in the game, but allegedly, one of his own mans did it. But drill rappers, it's open season for y'all. Like, y'all expected to get gunned down because you are a drill rapper. And again, it's even more risky business than being a police officer. And they are to deter and to stop crime. Their presence is to stop people from committing crime. Like, oh shit, it's about to rob this motherfucker, but the police right there. I'm gonna probably go to jail. So you stop, you pause, you wait a minute, you think about it, and then you don't do it. You wait till ain't nobody looking. Then you do the deed, you know what I'm saying? But they investigate some of the most heinous murders. They go after the drug dealers, the gang niggas, etc. And it's more rappers getting gunned down, especially drill rappers getting gunned down than police officers, which is crazy when you think about it. But not shocked and amazed when you put the beat on. It's unfortunate. People getting more bolder and bolder, getting away with it, or you think you're getting away with it to the cameras, and the police do their due diligence. And bad boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Because make no mistake about it, committing certain crimes and crimes in general now, right? With the way technology is set up, you're not getting away. Even if you get away 4 or 5 years, 6 years, depending on the crime that you committed and the law you broke, the statutory limitation, you're gonna go to jail. You know what I'm saying? And it's just unfortunate. Young man, again, he could be the worst guy in the world. I wouldn't know because I don't know nothing about him. Maybe his ops would be like, yeah, well, last week he was pissing on my brother dead grave, or he was smoking my mom's, or doing whatever. So now he got what he got. He deserved what he got. I don't know. Only the Most High knows. But make no mistake about it. When it's your time to go, you can't delay it. You can't speed it up. Whenever your time to go is your time to go. But him dying brought me to another situation, and I'll leave names and places out of it because then y'all might know what I'm talking about, and I don't want y'all to know what I'm talking about in this sense. But you could be an innocent bystander. You could be coming out your building to take the garbage out. You could be going to get your pregnant girl or your mom's some Doritos, some bonbons, or whatever it is. You could be going to get some guava to smoke your bud. You ran out and now you're making a quick store run, and then, oh, by the way, niggas is outside. You know what I mean? They outside with it. They doing what they do. Or you going to buy bud from the weed man, whatever it is, and then all of a sudden, gunshots, you get, you get grazed, you get hit, you lose your life, or, you just get, you just get hit. You was in the wrong place, wrong time, and we know bullets don't got no names, right? Even though some people put names on bullets. Catch that, right? My point is, if you got kids, right? You got kids, you love your kids, you're trying to raise your kids to be better than you. Some of us, not all of us. Some of us pieces of shit. We raising pieces of shit. And that's really the bottom line. You can dread it, you can run from it, but destiny arrives all the same. Some of us is not worthy of being parents. That's just my opinion. I don't have no kids from my own, but I did help raise two boys in two different times. Turned out to be, good young men for the most part. Their story still being written. They still on their journey, but I hope they continue down the path that they are on now, because the trajectory is good for them, right? And that's not to say if you start out bad, you can't end in a good note. You can't end on a high note, because not how you start, it's how you finish. But some parents ain't shit. They ain't worth a damn, and so they raising, they raising bad kids. Now, I mean, kids that's gonna grow up to be, bad members of society. Instead of being productive members of society, they're gonna tear down society and fuck shit up. Anyway, with that being said, when you have the choice and we make decisions and we have kids, if you grow up in a fucked up neighborhood, right? Like I know where I'm from, coming from where I'm from, right? I know that I can walk out and there could be robbers in my building. Like it happened to me a few times. As a kid, going to school, or most mainly coming from school. Going to school was too early, but it was 24 hours most times in my building, right? So it was all type of drug selling in my building at all times. So, but mostly when I got, I won't say I got stuck up, because they was really robbing, the nigga in my building that was hustling for the big, the big time nigga on my block. But anyway, when you know that you live in a neighborhood where your kids could be going to school, minding their business, and then a robber's in there robbing the drug dealer that's in your building selling drugs. If you still have kids in that environment, knowing that it's gang niggas where you live, shit is, women is getting raped, kids is getting snatched. Yeah, it's your choice, because we all have choices, right? You could still have kids and have the baby. Some of y'all may not like where this is going, but this is the reality. And it's just something I wanted to bring up because of a situation that just happened the other day with somebody that I know, real, close to. One of their loved ones was in the situation, had nothing to do with it, but yet they still was affected by it. They was shot, right? They lived, and hopefully they're gonna be okay. But if you knowingly have kids in these 718, area codes, and these different area codes, and 313s, or wherever you may be at, and it may be fucked up where you live at, right? They shooting up, churches and shit. When you still have kids, is it on you if something happened to them? Obviously, you can't protect them at all places and all times. You can try to keep them in the shell, in the bubble, for as long as possible. But ultimately, the world is the world. And like my nigga Critical, rest in peace, he used to say, all your house lead to all roads, and all roads lead to your house. So when you speak, you should watch your mouth, right? Meaning, or just really getting at the point that you, from your house or your apartment or wherever you lay your head at, Papa was a Rolling Stone, you could pretty much go anywhere on God's green earth if you have the means, right? And if you take flying and, out or whatever, or paying money, you can get there by walking, a donkey, a horse, and you can get to any place on earth. But also, all those same places where people are at, they could get to where you live. And if you live in a fucked up neighborhood, or you struggling, right, and you don't have it, you young, you don't have all of the answers. Michael Jackson, right, MJ, on Someone's Always Lying, Got My Baby, on that song right there, he like, if you can't feed the baby, then don't have the baby. Cause you'll be always crying, got my life. You know the hit song, right? And he got a lot of them. I say, damn, a lot of people, some people do well than others, and one size shoe don't fit all. So this is not doom and gloom. I'm more of the glass is half full than half empty. But just saying, if you don't change the area code where your kids live, then yeah, they probably gonna smoke weed. They probably might have kids, get pregnant early. They might end up joining a gang, no matter how good of a parent you are, because we know we have the good parents and we have bad parents. We have good and the bad and the good. And we know that just because you're being a good parent in your house, right next door, you know what I mean? Well, you probably can hear the TV that's next door for my neighbor, you know what I mean? You can hear they shit. Right next door is a piece of shit parent. I'm not saying they are. I'm just giving the analogy. And our kids go to school at the same school because we go to the same school. Your kids go to school with my kids, right? Brooklyn Empress, what's the word? So basically, out of all this, one of my people's being shot, their kid, right? Innocent bystander. Basically, what we're asking and saying, if you live in a fucked up neighborhood or you don't have it, should you still have kids? And if you do, if they end up being in a gang, end up getting pregnant early, end up getting gunned down innocently, just walking out the building, who is that on? And I say one of the reasons, I never had kids or really wanted to have kids, even though I ended up raising some kids, right? 2 boys at that, like I told y'all on the channel. In the back of my mind, like if you committing crime, this is at those times. It's like if you go to jail, then who's gonna raise your kid? Who's gonna be there? You're gonna be on the refrigerator with the jail poses and your baby moms or your wife. If you're married, you're gonna have to bring your kids up on that visit. They're gonna have to go through the system or at least see the system. Even if it's as a visitor, you still gotta go through, taking off your clothes, and it's not as humiliating as it is on the prisoner side, but it's not that far from it. If you ever been to visit any of your loved ones on the inside, it's still, even though you're not a criminal and a prisoner, they still have a way of making you feel some kind of way about going to visit your loved ones. So your kids still will have to experience some type of form of that. And so you say, damn, do I really want to bring kids into this not fucked up world, although this world can be fucked up at times, but fucked up neighborhood? If you're on welfare, you ain't really got it, your education is not that great. This is for men and women, boys and, girls, right? And I'm bringing this up too, because also what comes with that's why I said you get shot innocently, could join a gang, could get pregnant, at young ages. While I was out and about today, around 4:30-ish, 5, up by the park and shit in Harlem, up there on St. Nicholas, you see a whole group of, young girls. They in the park smoking and shit, doing their little TikTok dances. And I remember when I started smoking, at a young age, even I don't smoke now, but a whole life of back and forth with it. Doing good, go back. Doing good, go back. Oh, it's not hardcore drugs. It's just bud. It's just bud. When you see how they got us in the trick bag, even though you're a good parent, like kudos to you. You a good dad, you a good mom, whether you single or not, you doing your best to provide for your kids, to lead them in the right way. But yet the environment, as soon as when you go to work, as soon as when you turn your back, they on the phone, they on TikTok, they with the cool girls that smoking, and all of them was blowing it down. Shit was hitting to the car where we was at. You know what I mean? And they doing a little that, still doing patty cake. This how young they was. Sitting there practicing some patty cake shit, but you blowing it down. You know what I mean? And that's not to say your grades ain't good or just whatever, but this is where we bringing them at. So until you can tone in, there was no other way, change that area code. And that's not to say people in rich neighborhoods, kids don't, fuck up and do shit, because it's that happens as well, but the chances are more against if you in a impoverished neighborhood or a lot of fuck shit is going on, a lot of negative shit is going on. Although you got your son and your daughter wrapped and then depending on who your partner is too, you might be fighting against your partner. Like you trying to stop your little young girl from, wearing what's the shit I always be saying, the little choke shits around their neck should be looking like a little choker. And it's like at 13, 14, why are you wearing that? It's just a little necklace, right? Your mom's maybe like, just a little necklace. She's expressing herself. And you as a man, as the father, is like, nah, I don't want my daughter wearing no tight shit around her neck, looking out here, looking crazy. I don't want her to wear weave at a certain time. Master J, what's the word? I don't want her doing certain things at a certain time. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. A lady, what's the word? And we have to think about that as parents. Because soon as when you go to work, your kids is left to their own devices. And that's why MJ say, if you can't feed the baby, then don't have the baby. If you with somebody that's in the streets and they doing certain things, it's probably not good to do it. You know what I mean? And maybe that's why I never did it. And even I always thought I would be a good dad, but it's like when you see what happened to my homie, you know, his kid the other day, good kid, right? Not even doing shit. You still get subjected to some fuckery, and that's because of where you live. Not to say that you couldn't walk out into a nice neighborhood where the grass is green, your neighbors is not criminals, it ain't no gang niggas standing there. You still could get shot innocently, but chances are it's going to be more high in the neighborhoods that we come from. And that's why I always wonder, like, damn, I know what it's like to get robbed as a kid, and the robbery wasn't even for me. They robbing a drug dealer that's hustling in my building, but because I'm coming home and walking in the building, little nigga, you get against the wall too. So at 11 years old, 10 years old, I'm scared for my life, traumatized, because the nigga got a big ass gun robbing a nigga in my building, but because I'm walking in from school, like, little nigga, you get against the wall too. He ain't like take my clothes, and he ain't take no money I had because I didn't have nothing. I can't even read what you said, Jay. Shit went away too fast. But just those type of things. And then there's this. We'll get off these type of topics. I know people don't really be liking it because if you're a parent, you're not a parent, or you pick wrong as far as, you know, your mate, whether the husband, the wife, or your girl, or your boyfriend, your baby father, your baby moms, whether they good or not. But chances are, if they ain't shit, right? You still picked them. You still went through with the choices, and it make you sit back as you age and say, damn, you know what I mean? Did I pick right? Or should have had an abortion? I hear plenty of women say, should have swallowed you, should have not had you. And, you know, as a kid, you'd be like, damn, that shit affects you as you coming up. Because you're like, damn, mommy told me she wish she wouldn't have me. But, you know, as you go through your experience as an adult and you see, you know, how the environment is, you be like, damn, is it better to have a kid or is it not? That's just something for people on a personal level. I ain't Dr. Phil, and, you know, it ain't my position to tell you to have kids or not. Although, if you watch my channel, you know that if it was up to me and I was on some Nas shit and I rule the world, everybody would not be having no kids. It'd be a real strict fucking criteria, and if you don't pass one thing, nope. Just because you can reproduce, you will not be having no kids. You will not be getting nobody pregnant. You will not be having no babies. It would be a strict criteria for people to reproduce if I was a child. You think, you know what I mean, whoever you could think of as a dictatorship and a real, you know, person that's a stifler, I would be real strict on just, and everybody's not meant to be a parent or to raise kids. That's just my opinion. Anyway, let's talk about this Beanie shit, right? He back spinning in the news. Did he tell? Did he not tell? You know what I'm saying? I know when it first came out, it was rumblings like it is now, even though this time it seems like it might be more concrete or more evidence has come out. You know, and now I said I'm at the gambling spot, my hands on the knot. New York Yankee cap, cover my eyes, stand in one spot. I take a nigga dough, send him home to a shoebox. You lost that, I put your money in the jukebox. Hear my favorite song, all y'all niggas sing along. All the cigarette smokes clogging my lungs, hood rash flashing their tongues, young guns flashing their guns. We got reputation. Niggas and bitches, both on parole or probation. See the captain in the army fatigues, I got my eyes glued on whoever walking who leave, cause I ain't playing. Niggas will run up here and shoot up this shit. Stick your ass up, niggas will take the loot in your kicks. Just a triple cross niggas, just New York niggas. Lift you off your feet when they was just walking with you. Some of these dudes, the feds be on them. You know them for years. Be the type when you walk in the pub, they offer you biz. That ain't gangster. Niggas is up north with tatted tears. Your name's on the affidavit. You ratty kid. Faggot ass niggas that be scared to do they bid. Fuck you, we want you out of NY. You can't live. That was a couple little words I probably messed up, but that's a Nas reference off that New York Part 2. And he like, some of these dudes, the feds be on them. You know them for years. Be the type when you walk in the pub, they offer you biz. That ain't gangster. Niggas is up north with tatted tears. Your name's on the affidavit. You ratty kid. And whether he ratted or not, I don't know, right? Supreme's, you know, McGruff, right? poster had said that it's true. This is all his people's, and this is in that era, right? If you know, you know. If you don't, I'll give you a little bit that I know, right? Allegedly, Beamy, his cousin or his uncle came home recently, right? And that's why this is spinning back again, because they're like, nah, his name's is on the paperwork. And for all these years, nigga been an informant, nigga been a rat. Now, me personally, on the channel, just how I'm, raised or how I was taught. One, you don't call nobody no rat without no concrete proof. Locked up or not locked up, because it could cost you your life. Literally could get taken up out of here for calling somebody something that's not true. Calling somebody gay or saying somebody did something with one of the Transformers, an LGB5, an L Train, and QB3, you know what I mean, RGB23, right? Up north, you say, yo, nigga was in the back room, I seen such and such. If you put that out there and your credibility is not solid, you could get taken up out of here. So those things I never played with. I never was like, yo, that nigga ratted. Well, this nigga's, he's gay. Remember, what was fucking Eddie Murphy, Boomerang, what was Sanjay or whatever the fuck her name was, the chick with the perfume, right? And she was like, they were sitting at the restaurant. Side note, this is my show. We don't have no set format. Talking about Beamy and the snitching, and labeling people without proof. And she was trying to get Eddie Murphy, like, I know you slinging it around town. I want some too. And he like, no, I'm gay. And then she got up, she like, you ain't gay. He's gay. He's gay. And she was walking through the restaurant, calling out all the gay people. Well, up north, you don't do that. I don't know how it is now. I haven't been locked up in a long time, but you definitely don't call somebody a rat without full-time proof and your credibility being solid. And you definitely don't call nobody, saying they was messing with no boys or doing no shit like that. Because, again, you could get taken up out of here. But with that being said, people are saying it now, right? And when you look in the comments of under some of these posters, you got internet people. I'm an internet person even though I got a channel. When I'm in the comments, I'm just somebody on the internet just like you. I don't take it personally. I don't get in my feelings, right? I'm not going back and forth with you, especially no women on the internet. And that's you, ladies. I'm not going back and forth with y'all. And if you see me looking up and down, we live on YouTube and we live on Instagram and my camera, on my own personal camera, so I can have the footage for later in case this shit fuck up. Anyway, that's why I'm looking around. But you got to be solid, right? And so people in the comments is like, I need to see the paperwork. You know what I mean? It's like, hold on, family. Hold on, Famron. You on the internet. You don't know them. You wasn't down with them. You're not in the circle. Who are you to be asking for paperwork if this man is telling you, like, yo, I got the paperwork. This is what it is. Or his family and some of his inner circle is coming home saying, nah, this is what it is. Who are you to challenge them? Or ask. Now, I get it if you want to know. I mean, it'll be public information sooner or later. But people really be in the comments like, yeah, because I don't know if it's true or not, because I want to see your paperwork. Bro, are you locked up behind bars right now? Are you in there with Preem right now? Do you have any inkling of what's going on with his case? Any of that? People saying he coming out with a book, he's still trying to get home. Should he not be still trying to get home? I got one of my mans. Shout outs to my nigga Goody Goodwine. What up, my guy, right? Gregory Goodwine, right? 17 years, he had life. With the L on the back, right? 25 to life, rather. That is the L. That's the hookem. Came home after 17 years. Stayed in that law library. Every time I called, every time he called, not every time I called. Every time I picked up the phone, like, yo, what's up? Been in this law library, got this other lawyer, just hit the appellate division, just went through this, got these other people, got these people coming in, they work with people with Innocent Project, all these different people every fucking day. And even, obviously I wasn't there with him through the 17 years, but I'm just saying from the outside looking in. And I was in prison. I was in there when he was there. So I know he did his due diligence. When you got the L on the back, yeah, some people just play ball, look at pussy magazines, write raps thinking they're going to, just get out of jail and be a rapper and have the Tupac story. Some people do all type of shit. Some people do nothing. They just letting time go by. And that's why Pac say penitentiaries is packed with promise makers. Never realized the precious time that bitch niggas is wasting. Institutionalized. And then some people every day, they on purpose. They like, no, I'm going to get the job in the law library. So I don't have to just come twice a week when the jail say I could get law library. You know what I'll do? I'll sign up, quit the mess hall, go get the job in the law library so that I can be in here 24/7 or as much as possible so I could work on my case to get home. Because if you don't have that oomph to come home, who else gonna have it? Niggas be out in the free world still living life. I got injured, right? And it's no knock. Been to visit a couple of my coworkers. Just to give you an analogy in case you lost, right? Go visit a couple of coworkers, see my bosses, my boss, and just say what's up to the guys and shit. And everything is just regular. It's like you not even there. It's like you never had the job. People are working. When you locked up, what's going on, my guy? People are working and living life. They're not thinking, they may think, I wonder what such and such is doing. I hope he out. Let me send him $50. If he call, I'm going to answer. But in the meantime, my baby mom's on my back. Meanwhile, my son is experimenting with weed. Meanwhile, my mom's is fighting cancer. I got bills and, shit out. I got shit going on. I'm out here living my life. Every day, life is life. And I have to 52 block shit, protect my energy, stay sane. You know what I mean? Makes you want to holler on some black man shit. A Black Man in America Make You Want to Holler. It's a great book, by the way, right? So you dealing with that, and niggas is locked up, or people is where they at. So you living your life. You ain't thinking about them 24/7 and worry about what's going on with them. You know how many times somebody done hit me like, yo, I need you to reach out to somebody. And the way the world works, as soon as when you get off the phone, I forgot. Keep it in the buck. Not that I don't fuck with them. These are my people. Some is my family, some is my friends, right? I forget. Then they call back 2 days later or whenever they get a phone call. You have a collected call from such and such. Please, it's Securus, right? Yo, what up, my nigga? Yo, you called the lawyer for me? Oh, shit, my nigga. Give me the number again? You forget. You know what I mean? Not all the time, but that happens. Even if it's not important or a jail call, it could be somebody, you could be doing something. Somebody call, yo, what's up? Send me such and such number or text me. You got what's the name number? Yeah, I got it. As soon as you hang up, another call come through or a text come through and you multitasking, but you forget. It happens. So if people could forget because they're living in their own life, they doing what they're doing, they could definitely forget you when you got life and you out of sight, out of mind. They're not doing it purposely, but you out of sight, you out of mind. And it's not like they could call you back. If I'm in the bathroom taking a shit and I ain't bring my phone with me, you call, I get back. When I do get to the living room, I get to my room, I say, oh shit, my nigga Goody called me. I'm just using him because he home now. Oh shit, my nigga go, or KO, right? KO Smitty, whoever. It ain't like you can just pick back up the phone and just call him back. That's that. If you don't catch him, you don't catch him. And now you back to living your life. But back to Beanie, right? Did he tell? Did he not tell? Is Supreme, is this real strong evidence now? Because again, this is something that we heard already, right? We've been heard. I heard it. I'm sure y'all heard it. Nobody never came out with the paperwork like, nah, his name is right here. This is it. Two things, right? One, it don't affect me talking about it in a sense because it's spinning in the clip right now and people are talking about it. So I'm going to talk about it too. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk about it too. But talk about it in this stance. These old school brothers and gangsters, people that's, tore down the community, did what they did in the community, ran up the bag, got the bag, put out murders on people, did shit to people, right? Got rich in the hood, did some shit in the hood. Are you surprised if at one point in time niggas didn't keep it solid? Or you was keeping it solid until you wasn't? Because that's what happens. You keep it solid until you're not keeping it solid no more. That's the reality. You keeping it real until you're not keeping it real. So you keeping it real for 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. On that 26th year, you don't keep it real. Then you're not keeping it real. So if he did tell, right? Or he been an informant for all these years, I wouldn't be shocked and amazed. I think I was at the same place with him twice, maybe once or twice. Some party or some function from, VIP or whatever. Definitely close proximity, right? Wouldn't be surprised. See him on TV, we see him on the podcast, just talking and doing X, Y, Z. And this is the thing too, right? If you've been through the storm, jail, prison, shot niggas, been shot at, my attitude is gangster, so you stay in some beef, right? If you was on that route and you made it through the storm, the Most High bless you to still have all your faculties to be mentally sane, right? You are not in prison. You got your health. You made it to your older years. If you're not trying to press upon young people, boys and girls, oh, that's not the wave, whole soul crack. So hopefully you wouldn't have to go through that. You was raised in the projects, roaches and rats. Like if you're not pushing that, that shit don't even really matter to the kid. Like to me, on a personal level, I do it. I'm a content creator. I gotta have some topics to talk about. Gotta have some topics that people are interested in so they can watch the channel. But on a personal level, outside of and what we're gonna talk about today, when I gotta start studying, I call it studying for shit for the channel. What we're gonna talk about on the live. And my daily day activity in life, I'm not thinking about no people that was no street niggas, whether they told or they didn't tell. Especially if you're not pushing the right word forward to the youth. Because that's what I care about. That's what's important. Going back to the second topic of should you have kids or not if you poor, you in a fucked up neighborhood. It's your job as a parent and as one of the people that live in a neighborhood that's not with the fuck shit to make it better, make it safer, make it so your kids could, have an environment where they can flourish and be better at. So if you're not doing that type of shit, then who gives a fuck? And what Jada said, tired of hearing about old niggas that had it be the same old niggas that ratted. Who cares? Let's talk about how we hawk niggas in they fucking back. Nigga, you know what I mean? But niggas don't be wanting that because they puss and they mans is lame. We so for real in the hood. We make candy rain. Like, tired of talking about old niggas that had it. Be the same old niggas that ratted. Who cares? Who cares? They couldn't have summed it up no better. Now, I get it. Every old person from the hood, haven't told. Some people stood tall, stood solid. They still standing tall and standing solid. But you're not pushing it right towards the kids and telling them, what it is. Shit like this. Because this takes a lot of courage to come out and do some shit like this. Seen this on the internet and got my attention. I said, damn, this is just crazy right here. Older brother, right?
Youngsters, man, I'm about to share something with y'all that's going to be very deep, man, and I hope y'all really get something out of it. Right now, man, at 54 years old, back. I'm treating my body like it's a 24-year-old body. Why? Because I have to. Because the years that I should have been building my life up and owning a business or working hard on a job, and it was about that retirement time right now around 55, I don't got that option. I blew that option. I threw that option all the way away. I spent 30 years or more getting to this point I am in life right now where I should have been at maybe 24. I was running in and out of jail, getting high in the streets. And then I waited till I got to be 40-something to want to stop doing all that. But I didn't realize it was going to take me another good 10 years just to get my mind, my body, my soul, to figure out my purpose in life, and to really want to go after building me up to be able to be the best version of me possible. It took me about 10 years, even after recovery, jail, prison, and all that, to even get to. So right now, the average person my age that's been working on a job might be ready about to retire.
That's right.
They probably own a home, already almost paid off.
Yeah, kid.
Look at me now, at this age. You think I want to buy a home? I ain't going to do nothing but leave somebody else a bill. So it's a lot of things that I'm unable to go after because I wasted my life thinking that I was doing something cool, hip, fly, thinking that I was doing something that was going to get me somewhere. No, it didn't. It got me where I'm at now, man, where I'm 54 years old. Running my body like I'm 24-year-old, to be able to pay bills, to be able to take care of my kids, to be able to have a few things that's nice, and just be able to enjoy life at the bottom level of life. I'm not up there. I'm not doing a whole bunch of great stuff. I'm at the bottom with everybody else that's at the bottom. I'm just down figuring out how to try to survive and be okay at this level. While I'm trying to progress, yes. But I'm here, man, at where somebody 24 should be. They say the average black man dies around 76. Hopefully God got something in store for me while I make it a little longer. But I'm almost at the age where 20 more years from now, I'm supposed to be gone. But guess what, man? I'm right here at 54, starting like I'm a 24-year-old, man.
That's tough.
Don't throw your life away, youngster, chasing this street life. For so many other reasons, man. Go get you a job. Go own your business. When you get 55, 54 years old, have a place you own. Pay it off where you can put your feet up. Cars, 2-3 cars outside. You don't got car notes no more. So now you just getting all this retirement money or whatever this money is you getting that you got legally. And you enjoying it because you put that hard work in.
That's real rap, what you're saying. And it take a lot of courage to say that as you get older and you you look at society, the norms or what's supposed to be the the normal process, young, old, marriage, college, etc., retirement. You run in the streets and you run in the pavement and you went to prison, in and out of prison, like myself and like a lot of Generation X kids or people rather. Then when you get in your 40s, in his case, mid 50s, etc., now you questioning life choices and you wondering, damn, you know what I mean? I should have made a left when I went right. I should have did this, X, Y, Z. You start to see it a little bit different. Like, damn it, man, I wasted a lot of time. Now I'm still working for somebody, etc. That's why, what's the brother Raul on the last live? We was talking about the streamer brother when he was like, ain't no street nigga gonna have more than me. I'm making money. I'm doing X, Y, Z. I got the legal license of the weapon, and I'm in the penthouse. I'm doing me. Like you ain't going, outshine me. And there's more opportunity because it's brothers like him on the internet. Even though they may have, pride. We all got pride, and I'm sure, he can feel shame. But it's like it ain't no shame in the game as far as if I could save 1 or 2 people. If I could save my little nephews and little cousins, and I'm like, nah, Hov did that. So hopefully you wouldn't have to go through that. I don't want you to go to prison and have to bend over and lift your nuts and, go take a 5-minute shower. And they cut the water off on you. We told these stories already. You go get a 9 to 5, even if it's $15 an hour for now at Walgreens or Verizon or whatever, until you could, figure it out, until you can get your skills up or find out what you want to do. So that when you when you're 40s, etc., about to go into the big 5-0, you're doing well for yourself, as opposed to trying to compete with young niggas. You know what I'm saying? And it's not all women, so I don't want to get up here and always talk like that. But we see that women is getting their bodies done, they doing X, Y, Z. They ain't trying to pass no real jewels down. They trying to compete and get young niggas. You know what I mean? Instead of babysitting their daughters, kids, their grandbabies, they out in the clubs with their daughters and grandbabies trying to get the same niggas they competing for. You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to, bow out gracefully. And it ain't nothing what I'm saying. Just because you get a certain age, you got to go in the house, hang it up. You can't put on a nice dress, some heels and shit like that. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is it seems like more message, like in this line, come from men to young men, as opposed, what women is putting out there. What's the energy from them? And they may be like, yeah, go to college and woo, live your life, but it ain't in this vein. Like, I made mistakes, learn from my mistakes, so you don't have to make the same mistakes. But like I told y'all, we wasn't gonna be on here mad long. It's a lot of shit spinning. We'll probably come back. Might come back tomorrow. I don't know, but I know we're gonna get into these Sunday Funday picks real quick. Sunday Funday. We had the Cincinnati pick right, Thursday night football with the 5.5. Just so we clear real record wise. Last week we went 2 and 4 on the locks, and we went 8 and 7. We had 8 wins, 7 losses. Just so we clear, we had Giants. Did the Jets cover? Let me see something real quick. Yeah, they did cover. All right, cool. So we had the Giants, we had the Jets, right? We had the Rams, we had Arizona and Seahawks as a lock. We had Cincinnati, We had Kansas City and we had Chicago Bears. The losses was Buffalo, San Fran, Tennessee, Cleveland, New Orleans. Chargers was a lock and Dallas was a lock. Let's get to the picks this week. First game up. Let me take these glasses off so I can see these picks. Yeah, kid, that feeling. All right, week 7, shit flying by like this. And next Wednesday, basketball will be here, and we will be going live every day as far as the picks and all that. But let's get it though real quick. First game up, we got the LA Rams at Jacksonville. Jacksonville getting 3. Both 4-2 teams, should be a good game. Jacksonville just coming off their home loss to the Seahawks. I like the Rams. I think the Rams is better. They might be a little banged up, but I still like the Rams. Next game, we got Chicago Bears. The Bears at home, giving 4.5 to New Orleans. I like the Bears to win. I like New Orleans to cover. I don't think Chicago should be favored 4.5 over nobody. I get it. New Orleans is trash, but I like New Orleans with the 4.5. Next game up, we got Miami on the road at Cleveland. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland -2.5. They just traded Joe Flacco. Flacco in Cincinnati came out with the victory. Mike Tomlin was like, that's some bullshit. This is bullshit, Geraldo. Excuse me. Miami 1-5. Cleveland 1-5. I like Cleveland. I like Cleveland to win. Cleveland to cover. Miami, they trash. Cleveland is trash too, but at home, I think they will put up a better fight. Next game, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs -11.5. I like the Las Vegas Raiders with that 11.5. Chiefs to win the game. Raiders to cover with the spread. Next game up, we got the Eagles 4-2 at Minnesota 3-2. Minnesota home dogs getting 1.5. Eagles coming off 2-game losing streak, right? Yep, started the season 4-0. Lost to the Broncos, lost to the Giants. Second game on the road. Jeez, everybody on the Eagles, but I like Minnesota. I like Minnesota, but I'm taking the Eagles. I'm going to be mad because I know if Minnesota win, I'm going to be like, damn, I had Minnesota. I'm not trying to hedge my bets. I'm going to go with the Eagles. But I do think, for some reason, I think Eagles are going to lose 3 in a row for some reason. I just think they're going to lose 3 in a row. But I won't bet that they lose 3 in a row, so I will take the Eagles minus the 1.5. I think they figured some things out. Second game on the road, Minnesota is pretty good at home. Coming off that, how many games Minnesota lost? Minnesota coming off a bye too. You know what? I'm going with Minnesota. I am going to go with my pick. If the Eagles win, they win. I got to go with Minnesota. I'm going to go with Minnesota off the bye. Next game up, we got the Carolina Panthers at the New York Jets. Jets 0-6. Carolina 3-3. Go figure. Them bum-ass niggas. They looking all right, though. Bryce Young and them looking all right. Jets looking like L. Shittington. Sprinkle some baby powder on them because they stink. Jets 0-6, getting 1.5. I'm not betting on this game, but I do like the Jets to not go 0-7. I ain't gonna be surprised if Carolina win, but they still gotta prove to me a 50, a 500 team. Okay, I'll give you a cookie, but I'm not betting on you. I'm not betting on the Jets either, but I don't think Carolina will go. I think the Jets will win one game. Obviously, they gotta win a game sooner or later. Next game, New England out on the road at Tennessee Titans. Tennessee getting 7. New England looking good, dude. New England 4-2. They talking about winning the division. Talking about winning the division. New England won 3 in a row. Beat the shit out the Panthers. Beat the Bills by 3. That's saying something. Beat the Saints by 6. This is going to be their 3rd game in a row on the road. And I like Tennessee Titans with that 7. Mike Vrabel going back to where he was coaching at. I think New England wins. 7 is a lot though. I think Tennessee will be pumped up. Crowd gonna be pumped up. Third game on the road. Going into a hostile environment. Don't get me wrong. Tennessee is trash. They did fire their coach, so that's gonna be the booster for them. I'm going with Tennessee with the 7. I think New England will win the game. I just don't think it'll be by 8 points. Next game, we got the Giants at the Denver Broncos. Broncos give a 7. I know what we about to do. It's New York in the house. It's Brooklyn in the house. Uptown in the house. Shaolin, are you in the house? Like everybody, are you in the house? Japan, are you in the house? Baby, baby, come on. Baby, come on. Baby, come on. We ain't do that in a little minute. And then Giants, fake little 2 wins on the season. Getting 7.5 at home. Nah, negative. I like the Giants with the 7. Don't get me wrong. Broncos could destroy and smash. They at home, but last 2 victories, beat the Jets by 2, beat the Eagles by 4. 2 tough teams. Now you back home off the road. Giants, on the other hand, coming off a Thursday game, so they had 10 days to rest. I like the Giants with that 7. I think the Giants could keep it close. I do think Denver will win the game, though. Next game, we got the Indianapolis Colts, 5-1. At the Chargers, 4-2. Chargers, -1.5. I like the Chargers. I like the Chargers to win and cover. I like the Chargers to win and cover. Give Indianapolis their 2nd loss of the season. Both teams will be 5-2 after this game right here. Next game, we got the Green Bay Packers at Arizona. Arizona getting 7. I like Green Bay to win and to cover. Arizona is shit at home. I'm going to stick to the script. 7 may be a lot in division rivals, meaning like in the same conference. But I like Green Bay. I know Green Bay didn't cover with the Bengals Sunday night. That's how they get y'all. Football is scripted and rigged. You can argue with yourself or you can argue with somebody in the comments. But I like Green Bay to win. I like Green Bay to cover. Next game, we got Washington at Dallas. Dallas -1.5. Washington coming off that loss to Chicago straight up. We had Chicago with the 5.5, but I did think Washington would win money line. This one here, jeez. I like Dallas. I know it was a stinker last week. I like Dallas. I think both teams will be 3-3 after this game right here. Sunday Night Football, we got the Atlanta Falcons at San Fran. San Fran -1.5. I like San Fran to win and to cover. 2 games Monday night. Then we get to the locks. We got Tampa Bay at the Detroit Lions. I like Detroit Lions minus the 5.5. Baker Mayfield looking good. Woke up feeling dangerous. Dude got one of the best records in the NFL. I think both teams will be 5-2 after Monday night. I like Detroit to win and to cover. Next game, we got Seahawks at home, -3 against Houston Texans. Touchdown, Seahawks. Seahawks -3. I like Houston. I like Houston for the upset. I know everybody probably going to be on Seattle, and they are. I like Houston for the upset. With that said, let's get to the theme music so that we can get to the locks. Let's go with the theme music real quick.
When Winner, chicken dinner, money long clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one, poppin'. Coupe all gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the back line in the air, throwing signals. Winner, chicken dinner, money long clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one, poppin'. Coupe all gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the back lines in the air, throwing signals.
1,000 on the table, 100,000 in the bank account. Trying to get rich, me and famous trying to break the house up. And I love playing spades for the stuff. Do a 3-card money, get tricked out your stuff. Stick to casino, even Ace had it rough. Watch out for ginger, don't be drinking too much. A man, an ex-offender looking for a come up. James in the woods, still plotting for the stones.
Alright guys, here go the locks. Not from Yonkers, but the locks that get you and me. The winner, chicken dinner. We going with the Chargers. We going with the Rams. We going with the Las Vegas Raiders with that 11.5. We going with Dallas. We going with Giants, and we going with the Green Bay Packers. 6-pick, $100, 48-41. Let me know who you taking. Let me know who you like. Let me know where you think I'm bugging out at. Of course, I appreciate you, but it's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here. One more again. Yeah, kid. Be safe out there this weekend, guys. Keep your head on the swivel. Ah.